Supreme peace, supreme peace, Param
Namaskar.
Shanti. Welcome everyone. I am Mona and I have Chetnaji with me. So, welcome to this sacred space, a space where we pause, reflect, and reconnect with our true self. So,
Welcome. Today episode is a deep and powerful exploration how to conquer the inner enemies of the fear, anger, and truly step into the experience of fearless and serene soul.
wow. So, let's begin with a simple and profound question. Why do we fear? So often, our thoughts revolve around what will happen to my life? Will I succeed? What will people say?
Yeah. And I think it's the biggest problem what people will say. As shared in the divine wisdom, human beings are deeply influenced by the society. The fear of judgment becomes one of the biggest invisible chains. It
Yeah.
it's invisible, yeah.
Yes, yes. And at the root of this fear is a lack of inner power. When the soul forgets its true identity, it starts depending on external validations, such as status, possessions, approvals. So,
But the truth is, fear is not outside. It is simply the absence of the soul awareness.
yeah, yeah. So now the question is, how do we become fearless? So Bapuji Dashrathbhai Patel says that through self-realization, the Atmagyan, the knowledge of soul, and by building a deep connection with the Supreme.
Very true. So think about the souls like Mirabai, Narsingh Mehta. They walked fearlessly, not because of the world was kind to them, but because they felt the constant presence of the divine.
Yeah, exactly. So when you truly experience that the Supreme is always with you, the fear dissolves. You no longer live for society. You live in truth.
And a powerful shift happened. You realize that I am not this body. I am the eternal soul. I am the
Mhm.
eternal being. Even if the body faces the challenges, the soul remains the untouched, constant.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. And another enemy inside, the greatest enemy is the fire of anger. You know,
Yes.
now let's move to the second one, anger. Yes.
Brahma Ma, she beautifully explains that among these five vices, the lust, anger, greed, attachment, and ego, anger is like a fire.
Yes, so true. And fire doesn't even just burn others, it burns the one who holds it.
Wow, that's so true. A soul
Yes.
filled with anger becomes weak, restless, and unable to accumulate the spiritual power.
Yeah. So here the real test, if someone says harsh words to you, do you remain peaceful?
And not just outwardly calm, but internally silent and undisturbed.
Yes. Because if anger is suppressed but
Yes,
is still alive inside, the soul is still burning.
yeah.
Hmm.
But where does the anger come from? That's the main question.
Yeah. So from ego, the subtle I. I
Hmm.
am right. I know more. I deserve respect. So that is the root cause of
And
anger.
sometimes even spiritual knowledge becomes an ego that I know
Yes,
everything.
yes,
I know
yes, yes.
already.
Yeah. So now the thing is, what is the solution?
Right. So, become an instrument, shift from I am doing to the divine is working through with me.
Wow, it's
That
so
shift.
wonderful. Yeah. So shift your consciousness from I am doing, I know, I do this, to that divine is working through me. That is so wonderful. Yeah. So the moment this awareness stabilizes, peace naturally starts flowing.
And this is where the true transformation begins, a change not just in actions but the nature and sanskars.
Ah, wow. So a fearless and serene soul is one who has conquered both fear and anger.
Okay. Yeah. So such a soul lives with in the awareness of the unlimited connected to the source of all power, to the
Hmm.
supreme father.
Yeah, yeah. And within that connection, you discover a hidden treasure, a state of unshakable peace and inner freedom. You're not bound to um, any kind of thought, or
Any kind
any
of,
kind of fear, any kind of anger you are holding inside. It's like inner freedom. Yeah.
yeah. It's like what we call the moksha while living. Like,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
so today, pause and reflect. Where
Mm-hmm.
does fear still exist? Check yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Where does the anger still arises? And
Mm-hmm.
this and the subtle where it is happening, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And gently begin the journey inwards. Yeah. So thank you for
Wonderful.
joining us. Yes. Yeah. Stay connected, and listen to Bapuji Dashrathbhai Patel. So many videos on his channel. So if you have any question, your answers will be there.
There,
So stay
certainly.
connected to the supreme power and clean your inner state. Don't stay in fear, don't stay in anger. So what
Stay
fear
in.
does, what anger does, it weakens your soul's power actually. So in order to go back to your powerful state, you have to get connected with your core, your superpower. Yeah.
Yes, and when you are uh, when you trust and when you connected inwards and connect to supreme authority, supreme father,
Yes.
then everything goes smooth.
Yes.
Even
Yeah.
Ma explains that the big things come in a small.
Yes.
Big
Yes.
karma comes with the small effect.
Yes. So true. Yes.
All right.
So we have to have faith, we have to have belief in that is possible. So instead of losing our power on daily basis, we should start connecting with the Supreme and take Supreme peace and spread that unconditional love and definitely the peace in this world. So
Sure.
if anybody has any question, please feel free to email us and we'll get back to you. So thank you so much again for joining. Stay connected and stay aware and keep walking the path of inner transformation. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Supreme
much. Param
peace. See you
Shanti.
next time. Param Shanti.
Param Shanti.